Hi, we're Exit 21.
And you're watching Manch on Fire.
Hi, this is Shaunte coming to you from Manch on Fire. Tonight we have Exit 21 in the studio. I'd like to introduce you to the band.
I'm Shawn.
And Shawn.
Hi.
Hi, Shawn.
Hi.
Kevin.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Guy.
Hi, I'm Pete.
Pete and Guy. Sounds cool.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So let's start off by...
Good night. No.
Thank you very much. That's all, folks. So let's start off with how you guys know each other.
Well, we pretty much met on Craigslist.
Don't lie. I beat you up.
Honestly.
Well, this guy and I kind of go way back because we were always playing in each other's. Oh, not. See, playing in each other's bands. No, we've been
On Craigslist?
going out. Yeah, we're in the CD section of
What kind of ad was
Craigslist.
it?
Whoa.
No, we've seen each other's bands over the years 100 times, but a couple years ago I was putting a band together and I found Pete on Craigslist, a drummer, lived right around the corner from me that I'd never met before, and we decided to put a band together. We tried out a couple of guitars. We finally found Guy, also on Craigslist.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't know
Yeah.
So which guitar do you play?
Lead guitar.
Your lead?
Yeah, I'm bass guitar.
Bass. Shawn?
that. Yes, I sing. Hi.
And he already mentioned that Pete plays
Yeah,
the drums.
Pete's the
so
drummer.
Definitely. And about how long ago was that?
That was, what did we figure out, the winter
December
of
of
09
09.
into 10?
Yep.
And we practiced as a three-piece for a while, and we desperately seeking a singer, and I happened to run into Shawn at a show for another band, actually. And we started talking because we hadn't seen each other in a while, and I told him we were looking for a front guy, and I just thought he was a drummer. And turns out he was also a front guy. And he sings pretty good, too. So we brought him down for a tryout, and it clicked right away.
Nice. You guys definitely have a unique style of entertainment.
Yeah. Well, like you said, you know, a band he was in had finished, and the band I was in had just finished, and both me and him went to a bar to go see another band that we liked, and we ran into each other, you know, having drinks or whatever, and he told me, you know, I said, oh, my band just broke up. He's like, my band just broke up. We're looking for a singer. I said, I sing. Can I try out? And he's like, yeah. So these guys tried us out, and they liked me, and I got the gig, and
Here we are.
here we are. It's been how long now?
About a year and a half,
Yeah.
actually.
Couple years anyway.
yeah.
2 years.
Going on
Couple years.
two.
Our
Pretty
first show
close
was
to two.
Going on 2 years
October
ago.
of
I know it's
10.
one giant
Yep.
blur.
Yeah, we kind of practiced throughout the summer of 2010, and we played our first show in October. And we've been playing for about a year and a half now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Non-stop.
And what bands were you guys in prior? Any bands?
Nothing. Nothing really serious. I've been an avid player since 14. I was in a little band that we were kind of like the house band for the HD Riders for the Northern Chapter.
Yep.
And that was back in, I want to say, 99. From like 99 maybe to 01. And it was about a 2-year project. And after that, I just basically spent a lot of time working on my chops and making instrumentals and doing my own thing until I met Kevin and Pete. And yeah, it was pretty hard for me to find anybody in the area, and we just kind of got along right away. And the music speaks for itself.
Right.
I think we play very well together. All of us have done really well.
Mm-hmm.
We've made a lot of progress, I think, performing live and throwing songs together. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty cool.
I had only played in bands in high school, college, nothing serious, and this is like my real first band, I guess, that I've ever been paid, you know. Came kind of kind of easy, I guess, for me anyways.
He does it pretty well.
You know, my stuff was in boxes for 15 years. I unpacked them, started playing, and I answered Kevin's ad on Craigslist, and
Yep.
I don't know. I know there's a lot of, they have a lot of horror stories, but for me, it's been it's been pretty simple. It's been pretty easy.
Yeah, yeah. I've been playing in clubs since probably the mid '80s, and started out in original bands before that, and you know, I've played in Manchester a few times with various bands, and Concord, and a lot up in the North Country too.
What bands have you been in?
Well, let's see.
Go through the list.
Before Exit21, I was in Just Dubbin for several years. Before that, I was in Hot Damn, and I ran sound for a band called Crying Out Loud. In years before that, I was in Southern Cross and the Sacker Brothers Band, and played a little Southern rock, and I've played blues and classic rock quite a bit. This is the first time I've actually played a lot of modern rock tunes. These guys are all hard rock guys, and I'm more of a classic rock guy, so we get to, it's kind of an interesting mix. Yeah. And
I definitely saw a mixture at the show. Definitely it was a variety. It wasn't all one type of music, one style of music, one musician, one group, one band. It was everything.
Yeah.
So you guys pretty much pattern yourselves around, is it 80s, 90s?
Well, I mean, I've been in bands, in so many different bands over the years. I mean, what bands? Let's see. Lucky to Split, Rude Awakening, Random Damage, Intimidator, Powerlock, all, and like 5 others. You know, basically some were original bands, some were rock bands, and works really well. I mean, every song we do is a voting process. You know, we usually pull 5 songs out of our hat and throw it and say, okay, what ones do you want to do? And the real good ones stick, and the real, you know, the other ones kind of, you know, we always can do them if they're requested, but we have a good time with it, and
yeah, it's quite an interesting process how we figure out what songs to do, because any one of us will suggest a song, you know, or we'll have a big list like Shawn says, and we'll, you know, talk them over and sometimes argue. No, just kidding.
you know, being only 23 years old, I haven't had that many years
that's
to be in
true.
a lot of
That's
bands,
true.
so I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
You're getting there, and you're definitely soft-spoken.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's right.
But by the time a song actually makes it to the set list, it's gone through hell. You know, probably we probably discuss 20 songs before one of them actually gets on there, and it's like homogenized and pasteurized, and it's the right song.
I mean,
Pretty
all the
much
songs
pretty
that
much every song we've put up there, you know, they're fun to play. We try to make sure that they're all danceable, party songs, fun songs. And I mean, there's been a lot of songs that we've wanted to do that that one's just not quite, you know, upbeat enough or well known enough, or, you know, and we like to pull out some unique ones too. You know, we do things like "Whip It" from Devo.
Yes.
You know, and you know,
Away Now.
yeah, "Give It Away Now," the Chili
Right,
Peppers,
Big
and
No More.
yeah, and "Money for Nothing" from Dire Straits, and "Killing in the Name Of," you know, from Rage Against the Machine. It just goes. You never know what's going
Smooth
to come.
Criminal.
Yeah,
by Michael
we do some Michael Jackson.
I haven't seen that one.
You didn't see that?
No.
I think we did it that night. Oh, you didn't stick it. Oh, that's
No.
right. No, but we do that song. I even have my Michael Jackson hat back there.
Can you show that to us?
It's kind of damaged.
Okay. Damaged goods?
It's all pretty much damaged because he carries it in
Well,
such a
because every
secure
time
container.
I do the moonwalk, I usually fall off the stage and smash my hat. So
Well, while Sean's digging
This
out
at
his
one-
pop. Uh-oh.
Oh, it is damaged, isn't it?
Oh boy.
Oh, wow.
this is my Michael Jackson hat. At
If
one
anybody
point,
would like to donate,
Yes,
if anybody
we do
has
accept
a new
donations.
Michael Jackson hat, please donate.
Oh, my
This one's
cousin, my
seen
cousin would
better
be awful
days.
upset with you.
But it's lived a good life.
Yeah.
we'll be talking more about that bag behind the chair in a little bit. So what made you guys decide on the name Exit21, and what area are you guys from, because you're not from this Manchester area?
Well, Exit 21 was just one of a million names. We sat down with a few six-packs of beer and went down the list and came up with a whole bunch of things. And we're from the area in central New Hampshire where there would be an Exit 21 if there was an Exit 21. And we've all driven up and down 93 and wondered why there was no Exit 21, and we just decided it was time for there to be an Exit 21.
Nice. So would that be like in between Tilton
And Samberton.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where the exit would be. We're actually from Meredith, but we still consider that,
Yeah, it was
our
kind of
home
funny because
territory.
we sat in front. We went over to Pete's house, and we sat at the picnic table and just kind of bounced names off, and we actually got to talking how we both thought it was funny how there isn't an Exit 21, and I've always thought of it as a personal joke the last 20 years. Why isn't there one? And everybody, there isn't one. So as soon as we came up with the name, everybody's eyes just lit up, and we're just like, exactly,
Perfect.
because you can't get there from here.
Yeah.
You just can't get there. It doesn't exist. And it's funny because we always quiz. I quiz people at shows. Hey, excuse me, sir. You know where Exit 21 is? And they're like, yeah, it's Tilton. They always say that every time. Yeah, it's Tilton. It's Samberton. I'm like, oh, dude, it doesn't exist. And
Either that or they know why there's no Exit 21, and we've heard maybe 10 different stories as to why there is no Exit 21. And they're all different. And we still don't know which one is true.
believe it or not, I actually emailed Channel 9.
Yeah?
I actually emailed Fitz.
Yeah, maybe
he does-
Fritz Weatherby could
he
tell
does-
us the
Fritz,
story.
I actually emailed him and asked him, what is the legend of Exit 21? Why doesn't it exist? Why doesn't it exist? I heard stories just like everybody has, but
What did he
I've
say?
yet to hear from him. He hasn't Fritz, call me, man. Really.
21.
I want to know why there isn't an Exit 21. Please, thank you.
He'll tell you the story.
I'll tell you this story.
You sounded just like
Sorry.
Well, we're from New
It's my
Hampshire,
one
so-
impression.
So, you obviously all grew up playing instruments or using your vocals. You also played drums, he said, right?
I've been singing since 5th grade and drumming since 5th grade.
And who would you consider your musical influence to be?
Classical, jazz, and metal.
And any particular musician?
How much time you got? Exactly. I mean, it depends. If you're talking bands, or if you're talking actual musicians. I mean, there's so many.
So many.
There's
Too
so many. Yeah, and they span all over the place.
Well, when you were in 5th grade and you first started out, who was it? Who
Fifth
gave
grade.
you that spark?
Who gave me that spark? I think I heard another one, Bites the Dust by Queen. And I really like that song. Yeah, I've always liked music, and back in that, when I started getting into music, there was a lot of, Aerosmith and ZZ Top and stuff like that. And of course, it went from there. Anything really. I mean, my sister will tell you.
Yeah, your sister listens to it. She could do music trivia.
Well, so can I. That's the thing. The two of us, that's what we did was, our whole lives was just listening to every array of music, and I had some stuff, and she had some stuff, and it worked out really good. I know it's cool because Guy and Pete and me, we actually have a lot of the same interests musically, but we have just that much not in common to have a little friction, which is always good, as far as what you want to do live. So it works pretty good, actually.
Okay, so now I'm going to turn to you guys. Same question.
As far as starting, actually, my grandmother was into music and Lawrence Welk and all that stuff. We had to watch those shows. So I had to take guitar lessons when I was either in the 2nd or 3rd grade on an acoustic guitar. And then have people come over and actually have to play the guitar and sing songs to them. And I didn't like that, so I said, could we do drum lessons instead? So, and it's been drums ever
Just the way he did this,
Yeah.
like it was a ukulele or something.
on top of Old Smokey, and
Grandma, Grandpa.
oh man.
It was like,
No, the
picturing my
neighbors,
shredding.
other kids would have to come over and they'd have to like sing and play songs for them. So we could do drums instead. So,
Wow.
but I don't know. I grew up in the '80s, so I like all the '80s. I like Metallica. I liked all those bands. Pretty much just like rock music, I guess. My wife likes country, so that's kind of wearing on me a little bit. Kind of like the country a little bit, but
She's
as,
a little
We're
bit
on its
country.
own.
He's a little rock and roll.
as far as playing music, it's got to be like rock music, like the type of music we do.
It's
I
hard,
like
though,
all the
because,
stuff we do.
Like sometimes you have certain musicians you like that aren't necessarily the music
Yep.
you like. You know what I mean?
But yeah, I mean, I like seeing, Meadowbrook's close by. I'll go see anyone live. I just like to see, I just like live music, so.
I would really like to catch Reba when she goes there. She hasn't been. I looked on the schedule for this year too.
Yeah, she's not there this year.
What
No.
about? Yeah, she usually plays there every summer.
Yeah,
doesn't she?
she's
Yeah,
not coming.
she's probably
Yeah,
not on
I
tour.
want to see her.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, I love Reba.
she's amazing.
No, I mean it's that she's not playing there this
Oh
year.
yeah, no,
I
yeah,
thought
no,
she's like a
shocked.
staple. She
Yeah,
plays there
exactly,
every year.
exactly.
You know.
Yep, she's on their website. Like that's the first picture you see is her. So yeah, but she's not
a
there.
great
on
place to
their
see
website.
her.
And she must be not on tour this year. So.
Yeah, take New Year off. But dig that. What about you, Guy?
For my musical influences, I pretty much idolized Randy Rhoads. He was my first guitar hero, learning a lot of his stuff and getting tablature books because back when I got going, that's basically how you learned. If you didn't read music, you learned how to read tablature. So I would pretty much learn every song I could and every riff and just play them over and over again until I got them right. And from there, obviously Eddie Van Halen was an influence. Metallica was a huge influence. I still like their stuff. And I've always liked the edgier side of music, but nothing that you listen to and you can understand the words.
Right,
like some of the
exactly.
stuff that comes out, like the kids listen to today. It's got great chops and great beats and the guitar in it is great, but the screaming, I just can't get over it, you know. And I guess a mild scream here and there ain't gonna scare me away. But if somebody sounds like they're being obsessed by the devil, I guess that I would shy away from that.
Definitely.
And country, I really don't like country. Not even a little bit.
It's an anti-influence.
Yeah, I don't really have much pull there. Country's not my thing. I like a little bit of rap, but basically anything that's got a good, strong beat to it and is upbeat and got good guitar on it, I like it.
Yeah, definitely. You mixed it up a little bit. You did do Walk This Way, I think, when we were there, right?
Yep,
I have a good memory sometimes when I don't have my beer goggles.
that's a good
I
old.
don't drink
That's
beer, so.
Not a big bear fan.
So you said around 14 was when you
Yeah,
pretty much.
yep. Actually, my uncle got me started. He had been playing 10 years at that point, and he gave me my first guitar. It was like a Gibson Les Paul student guitar. Didn't have a name on it or anything. And it rattled like crazy, and the jack on it was all crappy, and I had to fidget with it all the time to try to get a sound out of it. That was my first guitar, and I just played that thing any chance I could, and just tried to learn as much as I could, and that's how I got started.
Well, I grew up listening to 45s that my brother and my mother had. Those are records, by the way. They're singles. You used to have to pay $1 for them at the store.
The little yellow
For the younger folks in the
Yeah.
audience. And I didn't really start playing until high school when a buddy of mine actually went to a yard sale and bought a guitar. And he got it home and realized it only had 4 strings and didn't realize it was a bass. So he went to another yard sale and got a 6-string and brought it back, and he calls me up. He's like, "You want to come over and play this 4-string guitar I got?" And so I went over and got hooked on it. And as soon as I started playing, I started paying more attention to music, to what I was listening to. And yeah, at the time, in high school when I first started playing, I was listening to the AC/DC and the hard rock, that kind of stuff. And the more I started playing and the more I started listening, I kind of drifted into progressive rock. I got into Rush and Yes and Kansas and Jethro Tull and all of those. but I was just starting out, and I couldn't play any of that. And the friend of mine who gave me the guitar was playing punk, so I started off playing punk, and then we started writing originals from there. And then eventually I joined a cover band, and the originals I was writing was kind of inspired by the Rush and the Yes and stuff like that, but I couldn't play like them. It was kind of a lame attempt at it. And actually met a guy who was looking for a bass player for a band in a club, and I'd never played in clubs, and I don't know, I was probably like 22 at the time. And so he invited me over, and he showed me the song list, and I didn't know any covers at that point, and it was all Beatles and Stones and that kind of stuff, which was so easy to learn because they were all 3 and 4 chords or 2 chords sometimes. And you know, I learned 13 songs one night, 15 songs the next night, another 15 the next night, and played my first gig like 3 weeks later.
Wow.
Yeah, but it was easy. You know, the hardest part was telling the difference between Who'll Stop the Rain and Have You Ever Seen the Rain, and I got confused over stuff like that. And I couldn't play blues because I couldn't figure out the 12 bars.
Right.
And blues was one thing I never listened to at that point. But I mean, as I started playing in cover bands and less and less doing the original stuff, I started learning like Aerosmith and Leonard Skinner and the more rock stuff and less progressive stuff, and got a lot of respect for their bass players as well. And so I've pretty much been playing rock ever since. We tried in a couple of bands playing like Kansas tunes and Yes tunes, and it's just no fun seeing people sitting watching,
right.
you know, and the rock tunes kind of got people up.
And moving.
Yeah. And so, I mean, ever since then, I've been on the quest for the perfect set list, you know, the one night of songs that will get people up on the first song and dance to the end of the night.
Right.
And I think we've achieved it in this band after 20, 30 odd years of trying. I think we got it down now.
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
Definitely. So you recently played in Meredith at what local bar?
Giuseppe's.
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 Is that like somewhere you frequent often?
Yes, actually. They like us so much they booked us through December.
Wow.
Like 14 months in advance. Last November they booked us. But that's a place every time we play there, it's packed. It's a happening little place. It's right in our hometown. And I mean, it's a great place anyways. They always have a busy night no matter what band is playing there. But we just especially like playing there because it's close to home, and it's pretty easy to rock the house when you got a full crowd. Yeah.
So last week's show sold out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sold
Yeah.
out.
I was waiting in line at the door.
First time for you?
Sold out show?
Yes.
No. But like he said, that place, any place. I mean, honestly, when we go to a show, even if it's half full, just like anybody, we work all week, and at the end of the weekend, I'm gonna give it 110% and hurt myself severely doing it, you know. So, yeah, we have a good time.
do a little dipping and a drink a little water. What I gotta get and put it into. What I gotta get and put it in you. What I gotta get and put it in you. Really what you're doing, I'll stop, continue. Realize that I wanna be a miser. Just try to be a wiser. Just good as a coming out father. I guess everybody's gonna give it a dollar. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Give it away now. Give it away now. TNT, dynamite. TNT, now in the fight. TNT, on the power of love. TNT, running correct that word. Give a top step. Step on a bird. Break your mama's back. All the bones alone. You was wondering before the pieces of the